Healthcare around the world has been a topic of discussion for as long as people could think of it. It is quite surprising how many families do not have healthcare, although it seems to be extremely beneficial. The reason? Well, because healthcare is expensive, and those who are wealthier are prone to getting the best of the best, while those less fortunate don't. According to an article from the United States Census Bureau Director Stephen Dillingham, more than 30 million Americans do not have healthcare. Have you ever wondered what would happen if one of your family members was injured and did not have healthcare? Today, I'm going to persuade you as to why there should be affordable healthcare. I'm qualified to speak on this topic as I have done extensive research that has made me quite knowledgeable, and I am currently in a health course where we have discussed this issue before. I would do this by including 3 main points presented on my behalf, the opponent's side. I will discuss the negatives of the current cost of healthcare, the corruption within the healthcare system, and the overall unethicality of the situation. My first point that I will argue is the current cost of healthcare. According to an article titled Healthcare Costs in the Arc of Innovation by Neil Sakatmi, ever since the end of World War II, the cost of healthcare has increased drastically by up to 30% and has accounted for more than 90% of U.S. citizen costs. Also, it is expected to rise at a steadily pace over the next upcoming years, making those who cannot afford it at an even worse position. And if you look at the PowerPoint, there is a graph which shows the increase in healthcare costs throughout the years. Next, I will argue the corruption within the healthcare system. According to an article by Tim Mackey titled Combating Healthcare Corruption and Fraud with Improved Global Health Governance, doctors are taking advantage of patients and are extorting more than enough money than they need to from them. This leads to financial waste and price inflation. So I was talking to this whole corruption within the healthcare system to my mom, and she gave me a story talking about how when my grandpa had to go to the doctor for his monthly checkups, he reported that he felt a pain in his legs. So the doctor asked if he could bend over a little bit and basically gave him a sort of physical exam just to see if things hurt. After the exam was finished, a little over a week later, we got a bill sent to the house for up to $3,000, literally just asking him to bend over for a simple physical exam. This just shows how ridiculous the corruption in the system is. My third and final point I will discuss today is just how unethical this whole thing really is. According to an article by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services titled Privacy, the HIPAA privacy rule establishes national standards to protect individuals' medical records, and other personal health information. Any breach of this rule could lead to a case of unethicality to the health provider. I mean, just think of it like you go into a doctor's office just to expect their confidentiality because you're giving them all of your problems. If that were somehow to leak to the internet, or if someone were to find out, that's a serious issue, because not only could it be embarrassing for you, but it's morally wrong for the doctor to dismiss that type of information. According to Jane Hunt's article, Average Cost of an ER Visit, the nationwide average cost of an ER visit is anywhere between $300 to $1,000. Just recently, my niece was sent to the ER due to an injury that she had. She started bleeding and she needed some stitches. And because of this whole coronavirus COVID-19 thing going on, the doctors kind of dismissed her and they gave her merely a painkiller because they were just so bombarded with stuff. And she was charged nearly $500 just for that painkiller. That seems ridiculous, and it's quite unethical in my eyes. Like, you're just gonna give my little 4-year-old niece a little painkiller just to ease her pain when she clearly needs stitches. That's morally incorrect, and it's a shame that that's what is going on now. So, in closing, I have presented you with details of the current cost, corruption, and unethicality of the healthcare system. Today, I have given you evidence to persuade you that healthcare should be affordable to everyone, not just those wealthy. It should be affordable for any person on earth. After my presentation, I hope you are able just to see how outrageous and corrupt this healthcare system truly is. Thank you.